Welcome back, VA user. In today's video, we are going to cover how to generate a purchase order from the sales order. So in the VA system, it is possible you would be able to generate a purchase order directly from a sales order. So we are going to cover how we can do this. To generate a purchase order from the sales order, you would be able to do so into the system. There is a process available called generate PO from sales order. So let's move on to the system and see how we can do that. I'm presently at my landing page of IDS Inc. admin. And to generate the purchase order from the sales order, you need to search the process called generate PO from sales order. So when you open this process, if you want to consider all the sales order within a certain date range, you would be able to select that. If you want to select a specific sales order, but sales order business partner, based on specific sales order business partner, then you would be able to select your customer, and accordingly system will pick up the sales order. If you want to select only those products based on a certain current vendor, then you would be able to do so. Or if you want to generate all the sales orders upon quantities, and you want to order to a specific vendor, then you just need to select a specific vendor. And if you want to convert a specific sales order, then you're able to do so. So let's do for a specific sales order. Let's say for the Sky Corp, I want to generate, and I will say okay. Then you would be able to see the system have generated the purchase orders from the sales order. So if you want to check at the purchase order, then we'll move on to the purchase order, and you would be able to see that for the extensive organization for the Syrian ER, the system has generated and the quantities are 10. Now if you want to check which sales order, so if you want to see the sales order is 50175, so we will open the sales order. So here is the sales order that came from the vendor called Sky Corp, and you would be able to see that it contains the product Syrian ER4110 and the quantities was 10. So accordingly, the system has generated the purchase order into the system when we have selected a certain sales order. The drop shipment is if you have to generate the purchase order as a drop shipment document, then you would be able to say either yes or no. So I don't want to do so. And the consolidated PO is if you want to consolidate n number of sales order line to one, if the current vendor is same, if the business partner is same, and the product is same, then you would be able to generate a single line by consolidating it. Okay. Now let's say if I want to generate I have a sales order called Colonial, and I want to generate it. So if I will search, and I will go through with the business partner. So there is a customer called Colonial. So for this, I want to generate, and the SC connectors, the number of quantities was 2. So if I want to generate for Colonials, so let's say the business partner Colonial, I will select and I will say okay. So my next purchase order is generated as 50. So if I will move on to here and I will search, my next record is 50, and if you can see here, it is the 50 SC connectors, and total number of quantities are 2 ordered from the sales order. So there is a linkage between the purchase order and the sales order that is maintained at the back end. So this is how you would be able to generate the purchase order from the sales order. If I want to generate based on to the current vendors, then I would be able to do so. So let's say I want to do based on per access solution, I want to consider all the orders, and I will say okay, and system will consider all the orders that are there, and if I will mark them as to consolidated PO, then the system will consolidate everything into one. Okay, so it is 51, 52, 53, 54 is generated, and let's suppose I want to generate all the other sales orders to a specific vendor, let's say Wentworth or Charterwire. I will say okay and I will run. So payment method is not defined, so it does not allow you to do so. So let's move on to say extensive and I will say okay. So rest of the sales order will be considered by the system and system will generate the purchase orders. So you would be able to see the list of purchase orders generated by the system. So that is how you would be able to generate the purchase order from the sales order. You can see there are 10 purchase orders generated by the system for extensive enterprises. So I will come here and I will see for how many records generated for extensive. So you would be able to see the first 10 records belongs to extensive. Okay, so that is how the system used to generate the purchase order against the sales order, and it's pretty simple. You just have the open sales order and system will consider their themselves that how much quantities are there at the sales order and how much quantities to be ordered at the level of the purchase order. I hope this video is beneficial for you to understand how to create the purchase order from the sales order. If you like our video, then share this video among your colleagues. And in the next video, we'll cover some other topics. Till then, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.